Wednesday, 12 February 2025, 2 p.m. Clerk, order of business.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next.
Order number 3, messages.
Next.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next.
Order number 5, papers.
Next.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable members, I think we have one response to the statement raised by the Honorable Peter Kemboi, that is the member of County Assembly representing the great people of Kapsisir. So I just want to call upon Chair Education so that he can respond to that statement. I give that opportunity to Honorable Irene Chepet, who happens to be the Vice Chair, Education.
So thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to table this report. Honorable Chair, Education is away on official duty. Number 2, the names of the contractors of the said projects and the directors of the companies. Number 3, if the contractors were fully paid. Number 4, the total cost of the ECD classrooms. Number 5, if there is a pending bill on the said project. So that was the statement. It has taken long, and we have to acquaint ourselves on that particular matter. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have the executive summary, we have preface, but I would request, through your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, I start from the background information. Is it okay?
I think, Honorable Member, it could be, it will be in order that you read the entire report.
Okay.
Because it took this Honorable House the time and money to produce the said report. Okay. So you go in line between a line.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I will start with the executive summary. Standing order number 204 and the second schedule to the same mandates and gives powers to the Committee on Education and Child Welfare to oversee the assigned county department and report on this Honorable House with findings and recommendation on a given assignment as directed by Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is on this basis, on the basis above that the committee in the process of oversight by responding to the statement undertook the inspection exercise on the ECD centers as inquired by Honorable Peter Kemboi. Therefore, this report entails the findings and recommendations of the Committee on Education and Child Welfare during its inquiry of ECD centers, that is Borboruet and Samituk. Under preface, Mr. Speaker, sir, it's my honor and privilege to present to this Honorable House the report by the Committee on Education and Child Welfare on the findings and recommendations of the report by on statement by Honorable Peter Kemboi. 1.1, the mandate of the committee. The Sectoral Committee on Education and Child Welfare derives its mandate from the provision of our standing order number 204 and the second schedule to the standing order, which define the functions of the committee as follows. Function number 1, or A, to investigate, inquire into, and report on all matters relating to the mandate, management, activities, administration, operations, and estimates of the assigned departments. Part B, to study the program and policy objectives of departments and the effectiveness of the implementation. Part C, to study and review all county legislation as referred to it. Part D, to study, assess, and analyze the relative success of the departments as measured by results obtained and compared with their stated objectives. Part E, to investigate and inquire into all matters relating to the assigned departments as they may deem necessary and as they be referred to them by the Assembly. Part F, to vet and report all appointments where the Constitution or any law requires the Assembly to approve, except those under Standing Order number 198, that is on Committee on Appointments. Part G, to make reports and recommendations to the Assembly as soon as possible, including recommendation of proposed legislations. The specific sector, education and child welfare, on the highlighted issues as annexed, and I've read through that statement, and I hope you still remember. The statement was committed to the Committee on Education and Child Welfare on the same day for inquiry and reporting to the Honorable House for debate and consideration. The committee, in its resolution, reserved to request the office of the clerk to write to the county executive member, committee member in charge of education, youth affairs, sports, culture, and social services for responses to the statement raised. It was responded via a letter dated 11th July 2024. In undertaking the exercise of fact finding in the committee, the committee cross-examined the document from Executive Department of Education, Culture, Libraries, and Social Services. The committee, Childhood Development and Education ECD centers implemented by Kericho County Government under the Department of Education, Youth Affairs, Sports, Culture, and Social Services. Number 2, that financial year. Port Boruet and Sami took ECD projects were executed during the financial year 2016-2017 and 2019-2020 respectively. Cost details. Sami Took ECD Center was constructed at a cost of 1,127,127. Port Boruet ECD Center was constructed at a cost of 1,122,740 and some cents, that is 80 cents. Number 4, no bending bills. Both projects were completed with no bending bills, indicating that all the financial obligations related to their implementation were settled. Number 5, the Sami Took ECD project has several cracks on the walls associated with poorly done structural work. Number 6, it was found from the head of institutions at Sami Took that the contractor distanced himself from involving the school management. So here is a table that summarizes the name of the project, and the amount allocated, including also the directors of the companies. Number 1 is the Portbor ECD project. The contractor or the company name is Johnland Works Limited, BO Box 39, Danai. The amount is 1,127,127,600, that is, and 62 cents. The director is John Lan. Bending bills, none. Number 2, Sami Tuk ECD Center. It was done by a the name, company name is a Sub Network, BO Box 494 Kericho. The amount is 1,122,740 cents. The name of the director is Elijah Rono and David Rono. There is no bending bill. 4.0, committee recommendations. The committee made the following recommendations. Number 1, the Department of Education should ensure the designs prioritizes safety, accessibility, and child-friendly environment. These include appropriate classroom sizes, secure play areas, and accessible toilets. That is recommendation number 1. Recommendation number 2, the department should ensure the facility is inclusive of features that accommodate our children with disabilities, such as ramps and the specialized learning tools. Number 3, the department should ensure that qualified, experienced, so the department should ensure that qualified and experienced contractors within a proven track record is constructing education facilities or are awarded to ensure quality standard and timelines. So the local community, that is number 4, the local community involvement. Engage the community, the local community, in the construction process to foster a sense of ownership and ensure the facility meets the community's need. Number 5, the Department of Education should ensure payments of any works that are done okay, let me repeat. Number 5, the Department of Education should ensure payments of any works are done upon proper documentation to avoid payment of works not completed. Number 6, the county head of public health and the public works should access the project at Samituk and recommend for further actions by the Department of Education, Youth Affairs, Sports, Culture, and Social Services. Recommendation number 6, the county head of public health and public works should access the project at Samituk and recommend for further actions. I don't know if it is a repetition to the department. And we have acknowledgement, Mr. Speaker, sir. The conceptualization and development of this report was made possible by the selfless commitment of numerous officers and individuals who contributed the expertise and diverse human resources to make sure this assignment came into completion. Mr. Speaker, sir, I take this opportunity to express my reflective gratitude to the members of the committee for making up their valuable time to carry out this imperative assignment. I also appreciate the Secretariat team attached to this committee for their technical support accorded to this exercise. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, special attention must go to the office of the Speaker of this County Assembly and the Clerk for facilitation for the facilitation that was accorded to the committee in fulfillment of this oversight role. So up to there, Mr. Speaker, sir, I have a voluminous document here, and maybe after clearing, there are some things that are not found in our annexures, but there is a voluminous document, and I think the same has been shared to the laptops of members of the Education Committee. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, sorry.
What is your point of order, Honorable Majority?
Maybe clarification from the mover, Mr. Speaker, sir. Has the information been shared in our laptops or in the website so that we can access through our laptops? Which is which, Chair?
I call upon Chair Education to share on the same.
Mr. Speaker, the clerk, the education, informed me that he shared with the members of education team in their laptops.
Through which platform, website?
I think website. Okay, and emails.
I hope you will work with your network within your laptop. So now I open the floor for honorable members to at least contribute to the same. Honorable Kiprotich Rogoy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I want to take this opportunity to, I don't know whether to reprimand or to call the Committee on Education to order. This statement was sought last year in February. Is it?
July?
February.
February, yeah, last year.
That is in 2024. And the Committee on Education, if you look at even the research they did, it is hardly 2 pages. I expected it took time because they had to go down. And I want to invite you, Mr. Speaker, and the members who are seated here, to committee recommendations. And recommendations, if you look at in page 5, 3.0, committee findings and observations. If you go through this, there is nowhere this committee established any anomaly. You know, we are given the amount of money, we are given no pending bills. So even the question, the only thing that I got to read here is Sami Tugisi project has several cracks on the walls associated with poorly done structural works. We expected even to see some of the, maybe even the roofing was not done properly. They should have done some photos. Though the mover of the report has indicated she has voluminous documents in a file, and she was candid enough to say that she shared, or the committee clerk shared with the committee members of education. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, even myself as a member, we are trying to audit this. I'm unable to access the same information that the committee members have. You know, next time, share with the entire House, because the report that you have does not belong to the Committee on Education alone. It belongs to this House. Mr. Speaker, look at now, the observation is that small, and even the recommendation, I expected to see any punitive action taken against the 2 contractors doing the job. Because I want to invite you, Mr. Speaker, to, there is a document, that is the payment voucher attached. So forget about that one. I want to invite you to a document that has this. You know, Mr. Speaker, the shocking thing, the Kapsu Reward, the 2 ECD centers must have lost money. Because if you look at this, we expected this contractor to have a retention. But you know what has been shown here is only VAT 3% and withholding tax of 2%. Retention 10% is not even provided for. It is only indicated, and unless in that voluminous document we have the retention. Because one, before you pay for the retention, you go and assess the ECD center that was built. If there are cracks, you tell the contractor to go back to the site to do the job, then you come pay the retention. It is not captured in this document. And this document was there for more than 1 year. We used to think the Committee on Education was the most active committee because it was led by our Deputy Speaker, who is now, he ceased being the chairman. But I know the chair, the current chair, is also a very active man. The Honorable Irene is equally active. I want to, Mr. Speaker, the report that we have in this house is not conclusive. You know, even if we were to hold the 2 contractors to account, in this report, there is nowhere that is indicated we can go after the 2 contractors for us to recover the money that we might have lost for the poor job and the shoddy work they did in the 2 ECD centers. Now, because we are fighting for justice, I want to request the Committee on Education to fine-tune this report unless the person who raised the statement is satisfied. Then, Mr. Speaker, I can say this report is not properly done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Rogon. I just want to give Honorable Anthony Ruto.
Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me this chance so that I may also contribute to this very important report. I want to thank the honorable member who have just spoken. And I share the same sentiments with him. This report, Honorable Speaker, is wanting. It is not convincing. Everything is general. The original intention of the raiser of the statement was that the classrooms were never constructed up to the standards. That was his concern. But when you look at the findings and observations and also recommendations, the recommendations are not answering the concerns of the honorable member of that ward, Kapsuser. In fact, the recommendations are general. In fact, when you look at all these, they are general. They are not taking us anywhere. After capturing all those recommendations, what next? We want what next? Money was used. Taxpayers' money was wasted. What actions are they supposed to be taken so that at the end of the day, the value of money can be realized? But when you tell us that, the local community involvement, general, the Department of Education should ensure the payments of what? General, taking us nowhere. We used to have a lot of confidence and trust in the Committee on Education. But
But today, you have shown us your nakedness. Honorable Speaker, sir, with your indulgence and guidance, these people should go back and give us comprehensive and detailed report on the same. Another thing again that is wanting in this assembly, Honorable Speaker, is time frame. The statement was raised a year ago, February 2024. The department responded on the same July. Look at that time. Meaning that one is a very good indication that there is laxity in the department and also in the committee. From July to date, the report is being presented in this house, and people the committee are coming here with a lot of confidence that they are presenting a report that is long overdue. It is of no use. It is of no use. Remember the constructions again of these ECD centers were done in 2016. Look at that time. We are now in 2025 and also 2019, 2025. So there's a lot that is required of us as an assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Anthony Ruto. And I think this is a wake-up call, not only in Education Committee, but most committees, that whenever a settlement is raised, chairman stands and responds that give us 1 week, give us 14 days, give us 21 days, and I think we are seeing. So I just want to give this opportunity to Honorable Kilpat Ngetich.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Sorry I was late, but I have managed to catch up. And I've seen it is a response from a Department of Education where the statement was raised by Honorable Peter Kemboi. And I've actually concentrated on the committee's findings and the observation. And I'm perturbed. The recommendations, the observations in which the committees realized when they were doing these checks and balances, they are assenting that there were some mistakes. Like I've seen the cost details. Sami Tugisi this center was constructed at a cost of 1.127. Barbara with that figure 1.22, and then they give this Sami to project as several cracks. Number 5. Can we check number 5? Sami to ECD project has several cracks on the walls associated with poorly done structural work. And what are the directions from the committee? I was asking Honorable Anthony whether the chairman is in or the vice chair. I do not know. I'm not even sure who is the vice chair.
Vice chair is in, Honorable Ngetich.
The
Vice chair.
Honorable Irene.
Irene, yeah, who was the mover of the report.
Who was actually tabling the report. Honorable Irene, we are surprised when you really got to know the real information of a mistake done, where an honorable member was just concerned to raise a statement to salvage a situation or correct a situation in which it can be dangerous to the children who are really using the facility. Mr. Speaker, when they give up very plain recommendations like this, whenever, let us match the recommendation number 5 and the point number 5. The Sami Tugisi project several cracks on the walls associated with poorly. Mr. Speaker, the DS who has been in this committee, I don't know whether he was consulted in bringing this particular report, but we used to take the committee to be very serious at that time when the DS now was actually chairing. And Mr. Speaker, if this is the results of the reshuffles which was made by the Honorable Majority Leader, I think we are heading to a wrong direction. Because whenever a statement is sought, we require a candid report, a report which can actually teach other people not to do mistakes in which others did in 2019, a report that can actually make people, I remember there was a report from Honorable, a statement raised by Honorable Anthony, in which people, we ordered people to be taken to EACC, we CC the EACC to investigate that matter. And it is actually this morning when I was being called that the letters were made to EACC. And there are already someone to appear there to go and actually say, why didn't they Marama Road about 400 meters, which was not marramed in a particular ward? Mr. Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to inform the honorable members. I was working on something to do with roads. Those pending works, which was actually which was awarded but not done. The 14 days is lapsing tomorrow, which from the letter made from the department. If those people have not yet reported to CHOP, that work will be retendered. And we need seriousness, because you cannot actually have an award letter and sleep on it. Same to this, you cannot go get an award letter and do shoddy work and think that you will go celebrating scot-free. I was to inquire from number 5. The cracked wall, the crack wall on the crack on the walls, which is indicated it's poor work done. I wanted to inquire from the department, the retention of this 10%, was it paid? Is there any money we still have belonging to this contractor? Because if the 10% is not yet paid, that money should be used in renovating the mess. And I would have expected such a recommendation in the recommendation side. So, Mr. Speaker, I expect you, I really emphasize that you will give a direction that will teach people a lesson, that will also take these people back to the drawing board to give us a report which is watertight, a report that can see this assembly progressing and serious in the work being done. Thank you.
So, at this point in time, I just want to give this opportunity to Teresa of the statement. Honorable Peter Kemboi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity you have granted to me. I want to say that from the statement that I raised, taking a full year, and the report we are getting right now is not satisfying at all. Mr. Speaker, sir, I know of so many statements which was raised before this. I don't know, Mr. Speaker, sir, if it is upon who is raising a statement so that the committee can act it upon, or which criteria do we use? Because several statements has been raised last year, 2024, from March, May, and coming downwards, and they have been responded well. When you see with the response on this, even check on the findings, number 3, the cost. The cost that we have been given for Samituk is 1.127. But when you come to the table for Samituk is 1.122740. It doesn't match with what is given on the finding and observation. So, which means I think this is a lot of guesswork. There is no serious findings here, Mr. Speaker, sir. Number 2, with the recommendation that they were looking about the size, even if it is conducive for the PWDs, So there is no recommendation on the same. If the committee visited the site, they have not quoted if the size of the classroom is worth, if they constructed as which can accommodate even the PWDs. It is not included here. But according to their recommendation, it is just general, as if we had raised a statement about all the general ECD schools that we have in Kericho County. I want to say that unless there is a sabotage somewhere, Mr. Speaker, sir, because even in the annexures, if they visited the site, they could have attached the photos here, which means the committee rely only on the findings from the executive and make a conclusion from there. So I don't know how they come up with this observation of number 5 if they didn't make a visit. And if they do a visit, where are the photos attached to this to prove that there are cracked walls? Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to say that it is quite unfortunate that I've been following and asking. The statement that I have raised have not been tabled for close to a year now. It is not about the matter of reshuffling, because reshuffling of the committees, which was done just recently, I think it is around 2 or 3 months ago. But the statement I raised early last year, that is on February, which is 1 year down the line. If the committee who took over, who was doing this report, I think they have acted positively, but the report should have been tabled by May. And if the classroom has some crack walls, which is not conducive for our children, do we wait until the classroom collapse with our children? Because we need a serious recommendations here. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to say that maybe unless the committee also do a thorough investigation and give us a comprehensive report. When you see even the contractor distance himself from the school management, not even the community, the school management, what kind of contractor is that? And if it was so, what was the work of the public health and public works? Did they visit the school when the construction was going on? Or it was just handed over the contractor, wait for the payment, and they have done the payment fully? So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to say that I'm not satisfied at all on this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Peter Kemboi. So I think each and every member here have heard what has transpired within this report. So I now give directions that the Committee on Education, led by the chair that was acting on behalf of the chairman, that they redo the report. And I think they bring back that report within a week, 7 days. So I give, let me give this opportunity to Honorable Irene, who was the mover of the report, to at least be on record, responding on the 7 days that I've given directions.
So, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. So I think we've heard the genuine concerns of the members, and it is prudent that the committee redo this particular work within the 7 days. So I'll pass the information. Thank you.
So we are in agreement that the report will be ready by 7 days. Thank you, Honorable Irene. So there being no, yeah. What is it, Honorable Rogoni?
Mr. Speaker, somehow, I've also come to, sometimes we give benefit of doubt whenever there is an anomaly. But I have gone through the statement that was raised by the member. And if you, I want to invite everybody to go there. Of course, he sought, number one, the bill of quantities of the said ECD classroom. Number two, the name of the contractors of the said project and the directors of these companies. Number three, if the contractors were fully paid. Number four, what was the total cost of ECD classroom? Is there any pending bill? Mr. Speaker, I felt maybe the Committee on Education were able to answer to these questions without, stating whether the ECD classroom is properly done. I want to invite the honorable member who raised a statement. He should have shed more light on the status of these ECD centers because one, the Committee on Education were able to answer to this, but then they were unable to tell if the ECD centers are collapsing.
What is it, Honorable?
I don't wish to be
Point of
informed.
order.
Is it point of order? Based on what standing order? No, but I'm on the mic and I don't want to be informed.
Conclude, Rogoni.
Based on what standing order?
Give him your point of order, Honorable Gilbert Ngetich.
Mr. Speaker, never allow rudeness in this house. This is a house of order, and the Speaker is giving the permission. Out of common sense, Mr. Speaker, I should not know the standing order. We really, that's not my work so much. I should know the basics. If you are working on the details, it's up to you. Now, Mr. Speaker, I was seeing something, the Department of Education. The honorable member is trying to really misguide the House, that the questions raised by the member was charged but answered. Mr. Speaker, I think there is something circulating in this House. Because whenever a statement is sought, there is a mistake in that school. And the committee went there and raised a number of mistakes which are existing. And it beats no logic to really, someone could be somehow, the person who raised the statement, the Department of Education Committee have cited, or the department itself, has said that the glass was built, and there are so many cracks. These are the mistakes the honorable member was asking. You wanted the question to say, how many cracks are there? Honorable Speaker, this is a joyride in the House. The department has answered that should the work is done. And we cannot condemn Honorable Peter Kemboi to illustrate that as if actually he was raising just questions which are answered. The mistakes are there, which are supposed to be corrected, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ngetich. It seems we have deliberated on that issue, and we have made a ruling that the Committee of Education redo the response to the raise of the statement. I think that will be in order. So there being no other business, this assembly adjourned until 17 Tuesday 9:30 of 2025. Thank you.